Welcome to the Sound in Marketing Podcast. Today's guest,
Jane Husser,
is the Chevrolet Silverado Advertising Manager. I'm your host, Gina Isham, owner and founder of Dreamer Productions and Sound in Marketing Learning. I create, consult, and educate brands and individuals on the power of sound in marketing. Looking to create branded sound or need a sound strategist? Head on over to dreamerproductions.com and let's chat. That's DREAMR Productions.com. Want to learn more about sound in marketing these days? Go to soundinmarketing.com. There's courses and resources galore. Now on to the show. Jane develops strategic multi-channel campaigns to position the Chevrolet Silverado as the truck of choice in a highly competitive vehicle market. Welcome to the show, Jane.
Thank you so much for having me.
Today, we're kind of focusing on one specific campaign that my whole family got a kick out of. My kids, they're 5 and 7. They have so much fun with this commercial. But it's Walter the Cat. And it is the most bizarre idea. And it's so simple and fun. It's so fun. And the thing that just gets me every time is the song choice for it. So I was hoping that you could kind of walk us through where that came from. Was it 3 o'clock in the morning? It was well, what about a cat? How did you come up with this idea?
At Chevrolet, we do work with some very experienced and dynamic agencies. And so we're lucky that we have these great relationships, and they just come up with all kinds of different concepts for us to choose from. So yes, we love Walter too, just as much as our customers do. And he is a lot of fun and does all kinds of things like dogs do. So it's been a lot of fun to see how everybody's really taken to Walter. But I guess the way that he came about, the way that we briefed the agency started out with just really looking at youth and diversity and taking the truck creative in a little bit different of a light, right? So typically truck is very traditional, and we briefed them to say, we're looking to really bring in a new, younger, diverse audience, and then really focus on one single product message. And so they took the audiences we were looking for, the product, which was the multi-flex tailgate, and went and had some fun with it. They usually come back with anywhere from 5 to 10 different concepts for us to choose from. And Walter the Cat was one of them. And really, really out there, right? And for us, right, that even took us out of our comfort zone a bit. Wow, most of the time you see trucks and dogs, right? I mean, that's the traditional creative that you see with trucks most of the time. So this fun twist, bringing in a cat to act like a dog and do dog-like things really jumped out at us. And we always look for those things that make you go, and make you go, wow, that's really different. That's fun. That's going to take us outside of our comfort zone and maybe bring in some new consumers.
I really appreciate that because I'm not necessarily a truck person. And this was probably one of the first commercials I actually paid attention to it. And one of the reasons that I thought this was generally what you're talking about, traditional truck commercials, even take the dog out of it. You see rough and tumble, going through the desert, and you've got this tough guy voice in the background, and you've got some rock music playing. And instead, you have this track, what was it? Rock Candy Mountain. It's so silly and lighthearted. And then you put the cat into it, which is just icing on the cake. And so I see that you definitely were trying to draw in someone else. Now, where did the song come from? Because it just ties it so much together. I just have to know if you had any specifics. Was there 20 songs and then you just landed on this one, or how did it work?
Yeah, so kind of, right? They come in with different music tracks for us. Now, this was the first one that they showed us with the concept. Honestly, at first we were kind of well, let's see what else is out there. Let's get a different look at what else is being proposed. And so I think we looked at, five more tracks and nothing, we just kept always coming back to Big Rock Candy Mountain. Again, it kind of has that fun, whimsical, light tone to it, and it's got a little twang to it. So there is a little bit of that traditionalness, but yet fun and light. So it just all worked really well.
Let's go, Walter. Up to you. Walter, 12 o'clock. Come on, bud, you're scaring him. Walter, Walter.
One evening as the sun went down and the jungle fire was burning.
Okay, last one.
Came a whole hiking. And said,
Get him,
"Boys,
bud!"
I'm not afraid. I'm headed for a land that's far away beside the crystal fountain. So come with me, we'll go and see the Big Rock Candy Mountains.
That is incredible.
I know, right? It's the multi-flex tailgate. It can be a step, you can extend the bed, it can even become a workspace.
I meant the cat.
What's so great about him? He didn't have a workspace. He's a cat.
The Chevy Silverado with the available multi-flex tailgate.
Walter, go get some firewood.
Find new adventures. Find new roads. Chevrolet.
So I saw some stuff in there that I just wanted to bring up, and just the end part, even the VO for the man speaking at the end. He's not soft spoken, but he's not like man's man. He's got this like calmingness to him. So it was just very, very interesting to me that you completely took this in a different situation. And I think the first Walter the Cat one that I saw actually was when he was fetching in the river. That was the first one that caught in my head. But I was just trying to listen to it and go, this almost would translate to radio. Like, I think you would only need a couple of more like sound effects and maybe a little bit more explanation, which is kind of cool. And I'm just curious if that would be something that you would be exploring, or is this just a TV specific commercial?
Yep. So this specifically was just for broadcast. But I mean, we have used bits and pieces and running footage and clips from it within social and, different CRM videos and, different mediums and channels. So it has gone across all different areas and mediums and sound and no sound. So it was not made for radio, but like you said, I mean, definitely something that we could do if in the future we took it just strictly from a sound perspective.
You can't just copy and paste a TV commercial into a radio commercial, but listening and looking at this, it's kind of fun to see that there is possibility that you could take something like this and use radio, since it's such a powerful medium still. It's still
Absolutely.
Radio is still king in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. And we do radio as well. So it's not that we don't, it's that, this was specific for broadcast. We spend a lot of time in edit with sound, so that, again, the agencies that we work with and the creative teams are phenomenal in matching up the scenes with the music. So again, all very thoughtful in everything that we do from a sound perspective.
And how has your audience reacted to it? What has been the feedback that you've gotten?
Well, you are our consumer, right? And so just exactly how you explained it, I think, so from the metrics that we've seen, I mean, it's been great. It's been hugely successful. People are relating to it. Again, may not be truck consumers, but they see the fun in it and they see the lightheartedness in it. And just like you said, you're not a truck buyer per se, but you gravitated to it. And I think music plays a really big part in that. It doesn't always have to, but it can. And in music, people just relate to it. Memories come up. And I think it just makes it really memorable and recognizable. We had the first Walter the Cat, The Lake, and we were able to use the same music track in the second Walter in Winter for that memorability and that recognition. And I think people just really gravitated to it and had fun with it. And we're seeing great success with it.
You want to go out, Walter? Let's go. Pace yourself. You call that defense? Make it quick, buddy.
One evening as the sun
That
went
should
down,
shed
the
some
jungle
light on the
fire
subject.
was burning.
Where'd you get that bone, pal?
How you doing? I got a package for you.
No, Walter! He's a civil servant!
Candy Mountains, in the big rock candy.
That's incredible.
Oh, yeah. It's a Chevy Silverado Trail Boss. This thing's built for off-roading right from the factory.
No, I meant the cat.
It's like nobody's seen a cat before.
The Chevy Silverado Trail Boss.
Hey, Walter, let's get this man some hot cocoa.
Oh, that sounds good.
Find new friends, find new roads. Chevrolet.
We were actually able to do some merchandise along with it, which was a lot of fun. So we had a stuffed
nice.
Walter. Yeah, we had a stuffed Walter cat, and he had a little bandana around his neck. We had a couple T-shirts and a coffee mug. Again, hugely successful. We found our dealer body really gravitated towards the merchandise for their consumers. So it's been really fun.
That is really fun. And in the past, for other campaigns that you've worked on, because you've obviously worked for GM for a little bit, how much has music and sound played into the campaigns that you've been doing? Is it more an icing on the cake, or is it really something that you're playing with as you're developing?
I would say it's something that we play with as we're developing. The track doesn't always have to be something that stands out as much as it did, I think, for Walter. But music definitely always plays a part. And we are always listening to, multiple versions of different tracks and trying to land on the right tone and feel for the messages that we're trying to get across to our consumers. And again, like I mentioned, we're trying to really speak to that more younger, diverse audience. And I think the way to do that is through music, because it is so generational, and different music relates to different people.
I hope you're enjoying the show. Don't forget to subscribe on all the major podcast channels, share with friends, follow, and rate. Spread the word because, well, more people should know about this stuff. I know you know that now. For any other inquiries, you can find me on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. You can also email me at Jeanna, Jeanna, @dreamerproductions.com. All links will be provided in the show notes. Let's make this world of sound more intriguing, more unique, and more on brand.